This short Java tutorial will demonstrate how to create if statements to test the conditions. I'm going to quickly set up an integer variable for testing purposes. So int my test variable, and I'm going to set it equal to 10. Okay. I'm going to do an if statement in Java. So if I say if int my test variable equals 10. We do doubles equal sign. That's comparison in Java. If you did a single equal sign, you're doing assignment. So be careful with that. I've made that mistake many times. Single equal sign will set that to 10. We want it to be a double for comparison. So if we do curly braces under that if statement, we can do a system dot out dot print line to print out if it matches. So what we'll say is your variable is currently 10. Okay, so we'll just print that out to the screen if it matches 10. And let's run that real quick. So if we run Java, you'll see your variable is currently 10. The condition is true. Okay, so we'll put some comments in, test if the variable is 10. Print out that it is 10. What we can do now is we can say, well, let's move the variable to 11. And let's run this again. What's going to happen now is nothing prints down below, but the program executes. So we could do an else condition, else here. And else means anything but 1 is a 10. So if the number is not a 10, tell the user what it is. So we'll just do copy paste here, and your variable is currently, let's plus concatenate in the name of our variable. Okay, so let's run that now. Let's run it. And it says your variable is currently 11. So that condition fell through the test down to the else. Well, let's put another if condition in here, and let's do an else if. An else if is if we have multiple conditions. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do an else if statement. And what we're going to do with our else if statement is we're going to test it to see if the user or if the variable is currently another condition than what we were expecting it to be. Okay, so here in this case, what we're ending up doing is we're going to run through and we're going to tell it, look, let's make it something else. So let's fix our condition. What do we want to happen? We want it to say your variable is currently 11, and we need a test condition here. Okay, so if we say my test variable equals 11, then it's going to run this condition. Okay, so we saw all those red underlines. Well, the underlines were because I hadn't put my test condition there yet. And we could have several nested ifs. And then the only thing I would say, if you're going to do this, and if you copy paste, let's check for a 12, is make sure you carefully indent so you can see where the logic is going to fall. Okay, to make sure it all makes sense. So the indentions are key working with if statements. We'll put in some other comments here. Print out that it is an 11, and then print out that it is a 12. And of course, what we could do to save ourselves to improve this, we could just always use this printout line because this one actually uses the variable. So we know it matched. So let's just use that one. So we'll improve our code a little bit. Okay. All right, so we're just going to test and see what's going on here. Make sure I copy paste in the right place. And now we're going to set it, let's set it to a 12. We're going to run it through. And you'll see it says your variable is currently a 12. All right. Now, if I move it back to a 10 and run it, you're going to see it's currently a 10. Okay. And then lastly, let's make it a 15, and we'll wrap up with this test. It's always good to run numerous test cases, and you'll see it falls down to the else condition. Comment for this should be, if all prior conditions fail, this executes. Right. So that's how you work with if statements and else statements and else if statements in Java. Hope you found this tutorial helpful and that you subscribe for future updates.